Ray and Jason Chappelle. I see Mr. Chappelle is here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is Shauna Ray here? I need to mute one participant. Thank you. All right, Mr. Chappelle, looks like there was some concerns about the transfer of the children on Christmas, and bring me up to date as to where things are at, okay?
So we got, due to my concerns for the children's well-being, while in care of their mother, the lack of communication and paranoid text, I enacted the drug test clause listed in our court order, page 11, section M, on Friday the 6th. I followed all the necessary steps and gave adequate notice to Ms. Ray. She confirmed the notice, yet did not go and complete the test. So as per this section 2 bullet states, failure to report is considered a positive outcome. And anyways, I have yet to talk to my kids or see my kids. And they're missing school, counseling, and doctor's appointments. I've tried to reach Shauna daily.
Just hang on a minute here.
Yes, sir.
So I've got a parenting plan that was entered in April. Here we go. I did make a copy of it.
Correct.
So it looks like the plan, and I don't think it's been changed, is that the children would live with you except for the first, third, and fifth weekends.
Correct.
And the weekends are defined by Friday. And what you indicated last time we were here is the kids were not transferred to you on Christmas Day, and there was some incident out on the porch. And then you haven't seen your kids since that time. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
I'm very concerned.
Okay. So I don't have an order from you. I don't believe I have one. Take a look here. Oh, I do. Excuse me. So let me look at your contempt order. Although your contempt order goes to child support.
And return of kids.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to find that the child support is owing, so the monetary judgment in this order, I'm going to keep Sir, there was a comment about a CPS investigation. Can you, but I couldn't figure out what that was about. Do you know?
Yes, Your Honor. I was it was a misunderstanding of communication, I believe, on Shauna's part. I think she reported me not living in the house, and I was abiding to my treatment recommendations and taking classes and setting up a sober support network, and also going to work. So I've stayed like 2 months or a month and a half in a sober house, treatment house, and to get my license back, to set up a social network, and all this completed. I'm in
Full
compliance with everything.
Okay. All right, Mr. Chappelle, I've signed your order as you presented it with this modification. Is that she's in contempt for not having you be in primary custody of the children.
Correct.
I've indicated that she can purge that contempt if she immediately returns Braden and Paisley to your custody with supervised visits to Shauna Ray.
Thank you.
I'm going to put this over 2 weeks to January 25th. If the children have not been returned to you by that time, then I'm going to consider jail time for Ms. Ray. Okay? Because she's not abiding by the parenting plan and clearly was not abiding by the requirements for the winter break when you went over to pick up the children. So
Yes.
I'm not ordering jail time at this point, but that would be the next step if she does not begin to comply with the parenting plan. Okay. All right. So I've signed that order. We'll see you back here in 2 weeks. All right.
Can the police help me get my kids, or is there some paper stating that you made a judgment for them to return that I can come pick up?
How do I get my kids?
Well, the parenting plan would be the document that I believe you would show the police officers to show that you have primary custody and that she only has visitation on the weekends.
They said you needed something.
So if you want to show them the contempt order, you can, but I think the parenting plan would be a better document to show to the police if you know where the children are.
I have done that, and I talked to the police. We went to go talk to her and submit her more paperwork, and she wasn't home. But he says it's a
civil matter.
Civil matter. So unless he's got a judgment from you that states that she's in contempt or is violating that, they can't do nothing.
Your Honor, this is Tina Day.
Yes.
I'm not involved in this case, but as a friend to the court, I believe Mr. Chappelle is correct. A bench order from you seeking assistance from law enforcement to pick the children up would be easy and beneficial for him to make the pickup with the least amount of conflict. Otherwise, law enforcement generally will not assist.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm willing to do that. That order probably won't be ready until tomorrow given my schedule today, but I'm willing to put that bench order together. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
And then we'll see you back here in 2 weeks. Okay.
Thank you. Same time?
Same time, 9 o'clock. Yes.
You have a matter filed.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Shauna Ray and Jason Chappelle. I see Ms. Ray here.
I'm here.
Mr. Chappelle, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the question that I put this case over for was whether the children would be returned to the father. Have they been returned at this point?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Okay. All right, and Mr. Chappelle has moved for contempt because of a number of things. You still want to go forward with that hearing, Mr. Chappelle?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Then what we'll do is hear from Mr. Chappelle, and then Ms. Ray, you can respond, and then Mr. Chappelle, you have a chance to reply to that. So go ahead. Tell me or tell the court why you're moving for contempt in this case.
I found this order for contempt due to Shauna not following the parenting plan. I repeatedly reached out to speak with my children during the time that they were withheld. From 12/25 on the filing. Over the 2-week period of time they have missed doctor's appointments, school, and court-ordered counseling. As per the court order, page 9, section 1 of the parenting plan, I am supposed to be able to call and speak with my children while they are in the other party's custody, or in the, without interference from the other party. At this time, before she returned them, I was unable to speak with them at all. So it was very stressful, not only on myself, but my children as well. I have reached out, text, email, phone calls. Shauna blocked communications for a while. I had to do a welfare check with law enforcement, make sure they were okay. She refused to respond to anything concerning kid return. I have been active communicating with CPS and the child's counselors. I'd like to find Miss Ray in contempt and place limitations on her visits to supervised only, but also like Miss Ray to follow through with personal counseling and attend the parenting classes that I and my spouse have completed, directions of the court. Let's see. The kids missed, my daughter Paisley missed a medical procedure scheduled for her ear that she was unable to attend due to being withheld, which is the second time it has been rescheduled due to Shauna's interference. Brady has shown signs of rebelling or acting out at school, and also at home. But they're back on their necessary medication and attending school regular and stabilized.
Keep reading.
It's just they're unable to do all the things that we had them to do, like for their well-being. We asked her to take a UA and she did not comply. She was properly served. And they missed school, they missed other things. But like I listed some places where she could do supervised visits and or Zoom visits. And also there's a concern about Mr. Wymore being in the house during the time the kids were there. And there was a report of my son running away from home. Shauna asked the cops to try to find him the day before Christmas. Or the day before, picked him up on the 10th. Several of the people in the household put restraining orders against him.
Only he would know that if he's not on my phone. Right.
So,
Okay, let me hear from Ms. Ray. Okay. Ms. Ray, do you have a response to this request for a finding of contempt?
I do. First and foremost, I would like to apologize to you on my behalf, only because I'm just now learning that I really didn't have, I wasn't supposed to be withholding my children without your approval. And I was under this impression that if I felt that he wasn't following the parenting plan, that I could without your approval. So that's the reason why I withheld them. I withheld them because Mr. Chappell is not in the home with my children. He is residing in a drug and alcohol facility, and my children reside with his girlfriend. I would like to see if I can get a continuance, and that's only because I was not properly served these papers. I was served my paperwork on the 9th, and we had court on the 11th. He has many documents in here stating that he's tried to serve me or that he has served me on the 30th, and that is incorrect. He served my aunt, Renee Ray, not me. I wasn't even home, and he served her on the 9th. And they told her to give these papers to an adult, and she's 56 years old, so I don't know what they meant by that, except for that she is handicapped. And when I got home, I wasn't even given those papers till later that night because they forgot. Anyhow, we had court on the 11th, and I tried to attend my Zoom meeting multiple times. I talked to the office. They tried to get me on, and we couldn't, and it just ended up where everybody already stated what needed to be, and I missed my hearing. Let's see here. Mr. Chappell, I feel, has gotten away with a lot. He is not in the home. Maybe he is now, but he was not in the home for 6 months. Why did I decide to do anything until now? I guess is because I'm constantly giving in to them, and I need to not, because it's not doing me anything except for the position that I'm in now. They did miss school due to my withholding. However, I was trying to get them into everything they needed to be in here, and everybody was called, and I was denied any kind of access, or I mean, not access, but the school told me you can't, that they got a phone call and they said that I did not have any parental rights to put my children into school. I thought that I had rights, and I'm being told that pretty much I have no rights to my children except for the visits that I get on the weekends, and that's every other first, third, and fifth weekend. I went from having my children full-time to this, and I miss my children. This has all become like some, they shouldn't go this far, Your Honor, as far as they're taking all this. I have attached in this paperwork that I was supposed to do a UA. Okay, well, that's the only thing that I have is the paperwork that he's attached. There are emails. I have stated to them many times that the phone number that they're texting me on, the email address that they have doesn't work at all. The phone number, I don't even get half of my calls, my messages, nothing. They've known this. I've actually had to get a new number and a new email, everything because of this matter. I was not aware that I had a drug screening until this was attached to this. Another question that I have is that on the 11th, the day that I missed court, this paper was dropped off at my door by an officer after Jason had been trying to get the kids from me. And it just says that you signed it, told me to give him the kids immediately. However, when I got this paper, Your Honor, I called the courthouse, and the courthouse said that nothing was signed yet, and that it wouldn't be signed until we go to court on the 25th, which is today. So I'm wondering where this paper came from on the 11th that was handed to me with your signature, and is stating that pretty sure. Oh, that they're wanting $800 a month at 96% interest, all kinds of stuff. Can I ask, did you sign something on the 11th?
I'm looking up that. There was $800 amount, $96 was the interest on that money.
Yeah.
That was for failure to pay child support, I believe. Okay. Let me go back to Mr. Chappelle. Any reply?
I have not been out of the house for 6 months. It was only November, December, and part of October. Currently, I've been residing in a sober house and doing outpatient. I've been following the recommendations of my recovery team. I have been in recovery since before the final parenting plan. The children have been in the care of a known and trusted person with minor attorney of power, my wife, in case of emergencies. All their needs have been met. Appointments attended, school attendance is great, daily checks. I've been doing daily checks and weekly visits, attending appointments with them, and active in counseling, my own and theirs. I don't know what else to refer to.
All right, thank you both. This case has been before me a few times, and the beginning concern was Mr. Chappelle was to get the children back, I believe, on Christmas Day, and they were not returned. Ms. Reyes indicated that she didn't realize she needed to come to court to make a change. Not realizing that, I don't think forgives the lack of transferring the children back to Mr. Chappelle. The parenting plan is clear that Ms. Chappelle receives the children on the weekend. Mr. Chappelle is the main, has primary custody. The Christmas visitation plan was set out clearly, and that was not followed. Ms. Ray has raised some concerns of her own. And apparently Mr. Chappelle has asked for a UA, which is provided for under Section 14 of the current parenting plan. And Ms. Ray did not follow through on that. So here's what I'm going to do today. First of all, I am going to require Ms. Ray do a UA between now and Friday and file the results with the court under seal, which means they're protected from the public. Secondly, I'm going to reappoint Mallory Smith as the guardian ad litem to investigate where we're at currently since the parenting plan has been issued. So that's the second issue. The third is between now and, the near future, any visitations with Ms. Ray need to be supervised by a professional supervisor. I'm hoping after a report from Ms. Smith that we can perhaps remove that requirement. But for right now, the concern is that Ms. Ray kept the kids in contravention of the current parenting plan, and I don't want to have that be an issue in the future. So we're going to have supervised visits. Finally, the request today is for makeup time for Mr. Chappelle for the time he missed. And I'm going to reserve on that. I'm going to do this. I'll make a finding that you're entitled to make up time. I just don't know when I'm going to order it, and for what period of time I'm going to order it. So I'm going to find you are entitled to that because of the kids were with Ms. Ray for a period of time when they should have been with Mr. Chappelle. But I'm going to address exactly when that is in the future. Okay, so it's going to be Ms. Ray will need to arrange for the professional supervision. We'll need to pay for it. Mr. Chappelle, you'll need to cooperate by bringing the kids over to a professional supervisor when that's arranged. Okay, I'm going to set another hearing to see whether that's been accomplished for February 8th. It's 2 weeks. And to have Ms. Smith will likely contact both of you before that time, and I'm interested in what she has to say. All right, I'm going to do a bench order to that effect. I'm not going to sign the contempt order at this time. And I'll see both of you back here in 2 weeks, okay? All right, thank you.
Thank you.